All right, we're rolling. So what's up, everybody? Just wanted to come out tonight and talk a little bit about helping you guys out with meal prep and how to make that easier for you guys, and how that's going to be a big help heading into the, especially into the spring and that kind of stuff where things are going to be very busy as we head into summer and stuff like that. This time of year it's kind of slow, right? We're kind of in this winter month of February where there's just Valentine's Day, stuff like that, but that's about it. So as we head forward, I do get a lot of questions. I've gotten a ton of questions about what I do for meal prep and how do I simplify it. I have two kids, two young kids, right? So you're talking not a lot of time. My older one is very heavily involved in sports, so we're always running around for that. And between school stuff and parties and kids things, there's a lot of stuff going on for us. And I think a lot of times people think meal prep has to be this huge Sunday event where you spend 4 hours carefully baking your 10 pounds of chicken for the week and all that kind of stuff. And over like the last 6-7 years, me and my wife have found that because she does this with me, that there's really a lot easier ways and more convenient ways to figure this whole thing out and make sure that you're not driving yourself crazy thinking you have to have everything prepared all the time. Now, look, some people like to do meal prep, they enjoy it and they have fun cooking, but sometimes people don't like to cook. I'm one of those people. I'm lucky that my wife does like to cook. So when we do have nice meals, it's because of her. But some of the things that we have found, I'm just going to hop right into, like, I made a nice long list. The number one thing that helps us is buying pre-bagged or pre-made chicken. Purdue makes it. There's a couple other companies. I find it actually very tasty. Whether I heat it up, add something in, I might add salsa in it or something like that just to give it some flavor. Or if I'm eating it with minute rice, that's another huge one I use. It literally takes 1 minute to make. And carbs, fats, they're really easier to get, and I think the protein is like the biggest thing. So we're going to talk about the proteins first. But chicken in a bag, very easy, simple. I feel like every supermarket has that. Canned tuna, packets of tuna, canned chicken, also easy. And again, you can really spice these things up with some lower calorie like Bolthouse ranch dressing or something like that if you want the tuna or the chicken. They all taste good with that Bolthouse dressing, and it's very low calorie. Another thing like turkey lunch meat, chicken breast, right? Super easy way to get protein in there. And if you have a sandwich, what's faster than that, right? You throw a sandwich together. Another one, shrimp, right? Like pre-cooked frozen shrimp that you just kind of heat up. Or I mean, you can even buy those little shrimp trays they sell. It's a very good thing. You can add into a salad if you're going to eat it that day. Real easy to get that in there. Protein bars, not the most filling thing, but if you're in a bind and you need some protein, I think protein bars work well. Premier protein shakes, another great easy way. You just drink it. It's 30 grams of protein, but it also is again not the most filling of proteins in the world. And even like hard-boiled eggs, stuff like that, it's pretty quick. They're not the greatest for protein. They do have fat in them, but I think the carton egg whites are super easy. You can dump them right in a pan, have yourself an egg white omelet, throw some veggies in, something like that. Again, a super easy way to get some protein in. Ashwin, does that help? Are you still with me? We'll come back to Ashwin. But they're my main proteins. So, like I said, bagged chicken protein, canned tuna, turkey lunch meat, chicken breast lunch meat, pre-cooked shrimp, protein bars, super easy stuff for the proteins, and very convenient. Another thing we do is, not all the time, but a lot of times we'll order meal prep services. We use MegaFit meals. They have awesome breakdowns of macros for real simple meals that they offer. And we're talking heating up in 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and you have a full meal. Most of them have vegetables, right? And a good serving of, 40 ounces or 40 grams of protein, right? So another easy way to get in good meals, right? And super convenient, no prep time. So it's really easy there. Somebody else just hopped in. Is that you, Ashwin?
Yeah.
Okay. All this kind of makes sense. Does this help?
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, I was saying meal prep, meal delivery services, they help us out a lot when we're in a bind, especially. We'll order a big order sometimes, maybe 20, 30 meals. Yes, it can be expensive. And we might freeze like half of them in our big freezer and then keep the other half upstairs that we kind of chip away during the week. So that's another way to really save yourself time and headaches of trying to prep everything. As far as carbohydrates, minute rice I mentioned, probably the easiest thing you can grab other than like bread or something like that. But steam and bag veggies, also very easy. Throw them in the microwave. It'll, be done in a few minutes and you have a good serving of vegetables. Also the frozen fruits, whatever you choose. We usually get like the berries with strawberries and blueberries, keep it frozen. I blend up that with Premier Protein and I make a shake out of it. So like stuff like that, really, really easy, good fiber, pretty filling stuff too, right? Whether it's the veggies or the fruits, and super simple to get in some good carbohydrates there. Wraps, right? So the wraps I think are a really convenient way too. Like if you're going to make any kind of meat that you want to put on a wrap, there's some wraps that are very high in protein. We have ones that have 15 grams of protein not protein, excuse me, fiber. They have 15 grams of fiber each, and some of them do have some protein in them as well as carbs. So they're super easy if you want to throw, like we'll throw turkey lunch meat or chicken breast lunch meat on there, or some of the bagged chicken and heat it up, throw a little low-fat cheese on there, and you have an easy meal that can be high fiber, good protein, and moderate carbs. So just super simple things like that can really save a lot of headaches. Bag lettuce, again, super simple stuff. Throw it in a bowl, heat my chicken up, throw it on top, get my Bolthouse dressing, low fat shredded cheese, and we got a salad, right? And you just kind of measure all that and weigh it out in the bowl. Again, a lot of these meals I can make in 5 minutes or less. And I've timed them, right? So I really like to make them quick, but tasty. Like I said, the Bolthouse dressings, the salsas, queso cheese, usually pretty good macros for a good serving if you want to add that in there. Another thing is the Oikos Greek yogurt is a great one, or any kind of Greek yogurt. You can get some good protein out of that. It's usually no fat. So really, really helpful if you want to get your protein up. And breakfast is like one I feel like people struggle with sometimes. We do a lot of egg or English muffins, excuse me. Toasted English muffins. I do some low sugar jelly. Can't believe it's not butter, right? Lower fat butter, stuff like that tastes good still, but really, lower calories if you're looking for that. And I'll have a banana, right? Nothing I don't think is quicker than a banana. All you do is peel and eat, you weigh it out and you have a pretty simple breakfast there. We also have found some really good like egg white breakfast sandwiches, like turkey sausage, pre-packaged, right? You just heat them up. You can find those in the frozen sections at your local grocery store. And some of them have some really good macros on them. They will be a little higher sodium, but in the end, right, if we want convenience and you're getting a good turkey sausage, egg white, kind of egg McMuffin type sandwich, it really works out well if you're in a bind or you're in a rush, or you just don't have something to grab, versus going and grabbing Dunkin' Donuts or something like that, where it's going to kind of put you over for certain macros for the day. So Ashwin, that all kind of makes sense too, that kind of stuff?
Yes, it does. Yeah. I have one question. So I was
Go ahead.
reading the protein bars that you said, right? I was reading the nutritional info, and it has quite a lot of sugar, like 15 grams of sugar if you take like RX bar or something.
Uh-huh.
So is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, if you're hitting close to your macros, um, that kind of stuff, as far as sugar intake, it should balance out pretty well. Um, it'd be different if you had, let's just say you had a bowl of ice cream, two Hershey bars, and Reese cups. Right now, our sugar or carbs are getting very high, right, for the day.
Yep.
When you put it in the context of, hey, I had a protein bar and I have 15 sugars in it, not the worst thing in the world, right? It's okay. Everything,
Okay.
just think everything in moderation. Excuse me. And that's going to be your best kind of rule there. Uh, you know, there's going to be sugar and stuff. Sugar isn't inherently bad, right? It's just the dose or the amount that makes the issues is, and usually when they're combined with some sort of fat, right? That's when they taste really good, right? And that's when we
Yeah.
highly palatable stuff that we, like I mentioned, Reese cups or something like that, where it's really, high sugar, high fat, stuff like that. That's very tasty, right? And that's why it's easy to overeat that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, just kind of think in terms of, hey, this has some sugar in it, but again, not the worst thing in the world at the right doses. Does that make sense?
Yep. Makes sense. Thank you.
Um, so yeah, I mean, when we think about what I'm throwing out here as easy, convenient things, yeah, some stuff is packaged, right? Some stuff isn't. Even, you can consider like the steam and bag veggies and frozen fruits and stuff. Yes, it's in a package, stuff like that, which is okay, right? Sometimes people get overly hung up on like, oh, it came in a package, it's not real food, yada yada. But I think this kind of stuff really has helped us and kept things in perspective as far as time wise and what we can actually prep. And I think if you just kind of take the pressure off yourself, thinking like I have to prep this stuff every weekend or I'm going to fail for the week, right? It really doesn't happen like that, and we understand that life happens, and you guys have things that happen where you're not in control maybe sometimes of the situations, and you might have to grab something on the go, and so that kind of leads me to like some snack ideas that we'll use. Number one is Yasso bars. If you do like ice cream or something that tastes like ice cream, it's just like a frozen yogurt bar. They're very good. Again, 100 calories a piece. So stuff like that. If you want to grab a snack, I'm a big fan of like prepackaged, preset size snacks versus buying a gallon of ice cream. Right, buy Yasso bars. Buying a giant bag of Doritos, buy the snack size ones. Right, they're like 160 calories. You get some Doritos, but we're not going overboard, right? So you can enjoy some treats that you wouldn't necessarily say, oh, this is a good food for my diet, right? But we don't want to talk like that, right? We want to say, hey, we can enjoy certain things. We just have to enjoy the right amount of them, right? And making sure we're not going overboard. So with stuff like Doritos or some sort of, so there's even like the Halo Top ice cream that was popular for a while. Lower calories, right? You can enjoy a pint and it's, maybe 320 calories versus 1,000 calories, like Ben and Jerry's, right? So stuff like that can really help as far as helping you enjoy something that tastes like ice cream, right? And maybe not having that such a big calorie amount, or um, so yeah, snacks, things that are already pre-made or pre-measured, uh, coming in smaller portion sizes, right? Does that kind of make sense, Ashley? And sorry,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
sorry, I
Yep.
keep calling on you, but you're the only one here, so.
No problem. No problem.
But
I
yeah,
mean, what I have found useful at times is, as you said, life happens, and then it's just choosing the lesser of the evils that are available, right?
yeah, exactly.
So,
Right. And
yeah.
we run into that too a lot with eating out, right? People are like, oh, I had to eat
Yep.
out. But if you look hard enough, right, you can probably find something that makes sense, right? Something that looks like what you would eat at home, right? So
Yep.
you're always going to have that choice. It's just whether you gravitate towards that choice or not. Um, but yeah, like we said, life does happen. We find ourselves a lot. My son wrestles, so we're like in gyms. They're like serving pizza and hot dogs and French fries. And, and when you're there for 6, 7, 8 hours, yes, we bring food with us a lot of times, but, sometimes you just run out and you're hungry, right?
Yeah.
So, I'll grab a slice of pizza, but it's not 4 slices of pizza. And I know one slice is not the end of the world. So it's really keeping perspective in that sense as well, and not beating yourself up if you do have something that's considered, a treat or something like that. So that's really the best way to kind of think about it. And I like your example, right? Just kind of choosing the better choice. And it's really about that, right? Making the better choice.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, there were a lot of the main things I had. I also had like instant oatmeal, another breakfast one that they make kind of lower sugar, kind of lower calorie versions of that now. That's another easy breakfast thing, right? You add water, heat it up. Within a couple minutes, you got a breakfast, right? So just stuff like that. Really, when you go shopping, it's something that we've just developed over time. But when you do that, maybe I'll make a list here. Maybe we'll have like a email for you guys just to kind of give you an idea of what that might look like next time you go shopping. I think that would be helpful, just to kind of simplify things for a lot of people. Because it can be daunting, right? When you're thinking about, man, I got to prep all this food for the week, and I got to bake chicken for all these hours and make all these vegetables. And it really doesn't have to be that difficult. But like I said, some people enjoy it. They like cooking. That's like their kind of the relaxing time, and that's fine too. But we'll also too, like, big crock pot of chicken sometimes, shredded chicken, or whether it's that or like taco meat for the week that we have, so we can quick heat up taco meat and have some tacos if we want it. We use those wraps, right? You instantly have tacos if you want them. And you keep low fat sour cream in the house. We always have like low fat shredded cheese in the house, stuff like that. Again, just kind of choosing a little lower calorie options if we are trying to lose fat or kind of in a fat cutting phase. So just simple things like that, and it can really make a big difference in the end. Drinks wise, we're big on, we have lots of flavored seltzers and waters and that kind of stuff. So that's never really an issue there. But I know some people do have trouble getting in a lot of fluids in the day. I'm a big fan of getting a giant water bottle and keep it with you at all times, if that is the case. I think that makes it a lot easier, just so you know kind of where you're at water wise. So just stuff like that can make things a lot easier in your life, so you're not guessing like, oh, I had 12 ounces this morning, I had this the other, if you just have like an 80-ounce jug and you know that you had that every day, you're pretty close, probably most people, right? So, but yeah, did you have any other questions, Ashwin? Anything particular you wanted me to go over?
No. These are pretty much what I had. The protein bar was the main one. Other than that, I think I'm good so far.
Good. Yeah, I mean, even if you are doing like protein powders, right? They're obviously super easy to make, right? They're quick. If you're just having a protein shake, you just add water and you got something, right? Again, not the most filling food in the world, but that's something too you could add into frozen fruit, right, in the blender with whatever, and water, and you got a good high protein, high fiber type drink, right? And it will be filling. So stuff like that can be super easy and quick. And hey, I need 40 grams of protein. All right, here it is, right? So quick and easy. And that's what the main goal here was, just to kind of talk about that. And I hope people watch this. We are going to record it and send it out to everybody. So, like I said, maybe I'll put a list together for Bonnie, and we'll email out to like kind of what my list looks like and how we go about shopping and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm glad you found this helpful. I wish there was a couple more people on, but we get some more questions, but I appreciate you hopping on. But we'll call it a night here. It's about 8:00 at my house.
Yeah. Take care. Stay warm.
Yeah, I appreciate it, my friend.
Yep. Okay. Bye.
All right, I'll see you. See you later, everybody. We'll talk soon.